You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, let's talk about the Raiders. My God, we got a couple of things coming out, including yet another, I'm not going to call it an altercation between Geno Smith and Raiders fans, but more Geno ignoring fans, including sort of famed Raiders fans. And it's pretty surprising video here that there's no acknowledgement. Geno running off the field the other day, flipped off fans. And I don't know if this was at halftime or if this was before the game, but as he's coming out, all these players are acknowledging fans except for Geno. And I would suspect, because I've never heard of any incidents between Geno and fans prior, except maybe when he went back to Seattle earlier this year, something between him and the fans. But prior to that, I don't remember anything involving Geno. However, Geno's thrown 13 interceptions, and when you throw 13 interceptions, well, you're going to catch heat from the fan base, and you should. They paid good money to get in, and they deserve to heckle the shit out of you if you don't perform. Now, I understand you were in Chip Kelly's offense, and we'll get into that in a second, because we're finding out now who ordered the code red to hire Chip Kelly to begin with. And I told you guys, I had a feeling that it wasn't Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll wants to run the ball. Play smash mouth. I mean, Marshawn Lynch, for fuck's sakes. Beastquake. Beast mode. All of that. I mean, run the ball. Kenneth Walker in Seattle. Tom Brady. It's something about Chip Kelly that these ultra, like Belichick and Brady, some of these really smart football people are just ate up with Chip Kelly. I don't get it. Video shows Geno Smith blatantly ignoring Raiders fans prior to Sunday's game. Here it is right here. I got to turn the sound down because there is a copyrighted song in it. But right here, you're going to see all these Raiders players coming out right through here. And here's all the fans right here. And Geno will ignore them. That's not Geno. Here comes Geno. Doesn't even acknowledge the fans. I mean, seriously, it makes no sense. No sense. I mean, we're not talking about, Tyler Lockett just got there. Wasn't that Tyler Lockett? He just got there. By the way, he actually contributed a little bit this past weekend. But, and I know him and Geno are tight. I think that was Lockett. Yeah, that's Lockett right there. So, what can you say? Seriously. And one of the fans included Gorilla Rilla, wow. Unprovoked, uninterested, Geno looked away while his teammates, DJ Glaze, I thought he was an actual DJ for a second. I'm kidding. But still, DJ Glaze, that's a hilarious name. Brock Bowers, Tyler Lockett acknowledged fans, and Geno just kept right on going. Not even considering his off-field antics, the time has come for the Raiders to pull the plug on Geno Smith. So you got to wonder, I haven't heard anything about a suspension for him flipping off the fans, but it's a terrible look. It is. So the driving force behind Chip Kelly's hiring, the more time goes by, the more apparent it's becoming the Raiders' decision to hire Chip Kelly didn't come from Pete Carroll. This storyline has picked up steam since Chip Kelly was fired, but it's not a new storyline. It's something that has been discussed since well before the start of the season. Lincoln Kennedy talked about Kelly with Las Vegas Journal's Vinny Bonsignor, added, to Kennedy's comments. Quote, I'm going to go out on a limb and say when Pete Carroll was hired and they were interviewing him, I'm going to say that the last name that ever got brought up as offensive coordinator was Chip Kelly in that process. If that is the case, I don't think that was the plan. I don't think that conversation ever happened from Pete Carroll's perspective. And if that is the case, how big of a problem was it that maybe that Chip Kelly was put on Pete Carroll's lap? Yahoo and Fox Sports' Jason Fitz was a guest on the morning tailgate, and he agreed with the statement. Quote, that is really well said by you and matches a lot of what I've been told on and off the record. From what I've been told repeatedly, hey, Chip was sort of assigned to all of this. And that speaks to, again, one man, one vision, one process. To me, the concept that Pete Carroll was essentially assigned this, which matches, again, some of what I continually get told, it's disturbing. And it just speaks to the fact that no one's in charge. Nothing's ever run right. And that was supposed to be the thing that was getting fixed with the Spytech, Pete Carroll, Tom Brady era, was some aligned vision. Now we're finding out, no, there was no alignment. The name, neither host directly tied, was Tom Brady. And it's going to be interesting to see how delicately Brady's influence on the organization is handled. Now, many believe Kelly was Brady's guy in the building, and there's growing evidence that those assumptions are accurate. Brady has a history with Chip Kelly, and with their relationship, Brady could comfortably inject his preferences in the offense. Not a lot different than he can do with the roster thanks to handpicked GM and close friend John Spytek. Now, let's come up here. I believe this is this Diana Rossini? Yep. She broke this news right here today. Let me scroll down. Quarterbacks coach Greg Olson has taken over for offensive coordinator in Las Vegas after the team fired Chip Kelly. I'm told minority owner Tom Brady was a big advocate of bringing in Chip Kelly to run the offense, and he has shared with some people close to him his disappointment in the team's overall performance. His frustration goes beyond the offense too. Well, they're a wreck in various places. They are. They're a wreck in various places. By the way, and I'm not going to go through this article, but there's some people that believe that firing Chip Kelly alone may actually correct a lot of issues that were going on inside the locker room, like throughout the organization. And look, that's the worst idea ever. The idea of bringing in an offensive coordinator. Now, a lot of people were like, well, I think Josh McDaniels got assigned to Mike Vrabel. Yeah, but Josh McDaniels has been in and around the Patriots organization forever, just like Mike Vrabel. Okay? And let's be real. We've seen what it is Josh McDaniels can do for the Patriots, not as a head coach, but look what he's doing right. I mean, Drake May's an MVP contender right now. He made Mac Jones look like a good quarterback his rookie year, and we all know what he did with Tom Brady. So there was some real NFL success, not collegiate bullshit like with Chip Kelly. This is wild. Now, I don't know if I haven't seen anything about Geno getting benched over the middle finger thing and this and that and the other, because I would guess Pete Carroll, this is a bad time for this to happen, because I'm sure Pete Carroll wants to see Geno with Greg Olson. I'm sure he's like, let's pair this back up. Let's run the ball 20 times plus, and let's see what Geno looks like in the Seattle system. All right? That's what he wants to see. So I can't see, I mean, would he maybe bench Geno? Sure, but he's got a long relationship with Geno, brought him in as quarterback because he trusts him as the quarterback. just not in Chip Kelly's system. And look, Geno goes out there and throws 3 touchdowns and no picks and 350 yards, and fans are going to warm up to Geno a little bit. Geno's got to show some success because fans pay good money, and shit, Raiders fans we all know, they're super passionate. So what's going to happen? They're going to boo the shit out of Geno Smith. Going to flip the whole stadium off again? God, I mean, I thought this was exactly the kind of thing the Raiders was getting rid of, this dysfunction. And Tom Brady thought it was a good idea to drop an ego, and everybody knows Chip Kelly got an ego. Drop Chip Kelly into that mix?
Fuck.
Unsolicited? That makes me wonder, who was Pete Carroll's pick for the offensive coordinator? Was it Greg Olsen? Was it Joe Philbin, who's also on the staff? I would love to know that. If anybody out there covers or close to the Raiders, find out who his pick would have been, if possible. I don't know if they can, but that's really fascinating. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no holds barred truth on sports. The main event starts